Hello guys, it's your one and only candlestick preacher guiding you through the ups and downs of finance, one candle at a time. So today we're diving into something that powers every crypto transaction, and it's reshaping the future of finance as we know, and banks, governments and investors are paying attention to it. We are going to be talking about proof of work and proof of stake. So let's jump right in. So before we get into proof of work and proof of stake, let's quickly talk about why they exist. In the video I posted earlier, I explained blockchains are public ledgers, records of transactions that everyone can see, but no one can easily tamper with. But here's the catch. Someone has to verify each transaction and secure the network. And that's where consensus mechanisms come in. Consensus mechanisms are rules that help everyone agree on what's true and what's fake. And two of the most popular methods for doing this, you guessed it, proof of work and proof of stake. But before we get into the details, let's ask a simple question. Why do we even need something like proof of work or proof of stake? The answer is trust. That's where proof of work and proof of stake come in. Proof of work and proof of stake are different ways for people across the world to agree that the blockchain is accurate and actually secure. So let's start with proof of work. Proof of work is a system that powers Bitcoin, Litecoin, and what we now call Ethereum 1.0. And here's how it actually works. Miners use powerful computers to solve super hard math problems. And the first one to solve it gets to validate a block of transactions. And that particular person actually gets rewarded with crypto. So think of it like a global race. First to the finish line wins the prize. The faster your machine, the better your chances. So the winner in this particular race takes everything, and the others, they actually get nothing. I mean absolutely nothing. Proof of work is very secure, but here's the trade-off. It uses huge amounts of electricity. We're talking about more energy than some small countries, and that's why people started looking for a better alternative. But still, proof of work is considered very, very secure. For example, an attacker would need to control over 51% of the network's computing power to fake a transaction, which is nearly impossible for big networks like Bitcoin. Let's talk about proof of stake, the newer and eco-friendly method. So instead of racing with computers, proof of stake is about ownership. People lock up or stake their crypto tokens to be chosen as validators. The more you stake, the better your chances of being picked. So if you are choosing and you validate the block correctly, you earn rewards, and if you cheat, you lose your staked crypto. It's actually faster, cheaper, and way more energy efficient than proof of work. So this method is now being used by Ethereum 2.0, Avalanche, Cardano, and many others. Now, let's look at a real-world example of why this actually matters. In September 2022, Ethereum switched from proof of work into proof of stake, and as a result, it cut its energy usage by over 99%. That's actually very huge. Not just for crypto, but for the environment. This seismic shift was so big that it got attention from global environmental organizations, ESG investors, and even traditional financial institutions looking for greener blockchain solutions. This seismic shift made Ethereum more appealing to eco-conscious investors, companies, and even governments. And guess what? Even big players like Visa, MasterCard, and central banks are now exploring proof of stake based blockchains to process payments and create digital assets like CBDCs, which means central bank digital currencies. These consensus systems are starting to support real-world finance applications like faster international payments, DeFi lending and borrowing. So yes, something as simple as proof of work or proof of stake would change how you buy a house, get a loan, or send money across borders to anyone in the world. So where is all this going to? This tech isn't just powering coins anymore. It's being used for faster global payments, lending without banks, buying real estate on the blockchain, and even tracking supply chains. All of it depends on whether a network is using proof of work or proof of stake. This stuff is way more than just crypto hype right now. It's the infrastructure for the future of finance, if you know what I mean. So now I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of this mechanism. So let's quickly break down the key differences. proof of work. The pros of proof of work are it's very secure and it's actually battle tested. It's also harder to manipulate due to the high cost, and is because it's decentralized through those mining networks, it's very hard to break. And the cons are it uses a lot of energy, it's expensive to maintain, and the transaction speeds are actually slow. Then for the pros for proof of stake are it's actually faster, it's cleaner, it's cheaper, and it's also easier to scale for real-world apps. And also the cons for proof of stake is it's still a new tech, it's very nascent, and it can favor the rich. Remember, those who stake more have more power, hence why it's very it's money biased. It actually needs more rules to prevent cheating. Both systems have pros and cons, and depending on the use case, one might work better than the other. But you see, together they show how far blockchain has come and how much potential it has. So why does this matter to finance? Why should finance care about this? They should care because consensus mechanisms like proof of work and proof of stake are more than just crypto tech. They are the infrastructure of what many experts believe will be the next financial revolution. Currently, decentralized finance platforms use proof of stake for faster automated trading. Startups are using smart contracts on proof of stake chains to offer loans without banks. Governments are also exploring proof of stake based systems to build digital versions of national currencies called CBDCs, which is central bank digital currencies. So with this mechanism, we are moving toward the world where finance is faster, fairer, and actually more accessible. And it all starts with how we agree on the truth through proof of work or proof of stake. So, what do you think? Which one do you believe is the future? Proof of work or proof of stake? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. And if you also missed my short video on blockchain, make sure you watch it at the top right so you can fully understand proof of work and proof of stake. And that's all. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay volatile.